Have you ever wondered what a team full of pods would look like? Well, we're here to answer that question for you. Welcome back. I'm Longy, former overall NRL Fantasy champ. I've got Biz, perennial top 200 finisher here, and we are building the ultimate pod, POD, point of difference roster for you. Biz, I'm going to throw it to you first for the first pick. What are you thinking?
So what are the rules, Longy? 10% or less?
10% or less ownership, and they can go above that after we buy them. But when we buy them, it's got to be sub 10%.
Okay, well, I think if first up anchor position, Nico Hines, 6% owned. Quick analysis, priced at 61, averages 73 when playing in the halves. Even if he loses half the kick meters to Trindle, that's 67 points. That's a great average. I think he's a great pod captain.
He's rock solid, massive upside too. I'm going to continue the trend of upside plays here as well, and we're going to go with Dave Fafita. So no one's got Dave Fafita. Ownership percentage 1.9%. Absolutely gives us that ceiling to play with, so I'm pretty happy with this one. Now, we'll roll through. We probably want to get a few more guns, but we could also get some mid-ranges through this as well. So not even just looking at this list here, Biz, but are there any positions or players that you want to go after here?
I would love a bit of Damien Cook as our hooker. Just given that he's 3% owned, I've hyped him up in some of our other videos. Wow. I would love to kind of own him in my team, but I can't fit him in. So what do you reckon? Should we get him on board?
You get to live the dream of owning him. Yeah, let's do it.
This is all the players I want to own, but I'm too cowardly to do it.
Yeah, these are upside plays too. Like the guys who could pop off. I mean, your boy Trey Evans is there as well. Let's try and save a bit of cash for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I think we need to go down a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep rolling down here. Like Reece Walsh is a go with upside as well. Yeah. Lockie Galvin, I know you like him, but we'll try and save some cash. Is it impossible to avoid Keanu Keeney for the upside here? I know we're going two Titans, but it's at pod side. We can take gambles.
I reckon we can put Keeney there for now, and then if we need to sacrifice cash, we can. But I love a bit of Keeney.
Love a bit of Keeney too, man.
I mean, if we start with the cash cows, I mean, Stafford Toller's at 9.7%, so I think we can slot him in. I think Kaltunga. Yeah, let's get Kaltunga. Well, it's 9.5% in case he does get the spot. It's a bit cheap, but we've got to take what we can get. It's not great.
Let's see. Order by selected by percent.
Yep.
And then we just go to the bottom. This all the way down. I mean, it's tough to build a roster like this because we have to try and get on guys before they boost up. So
very tricky, very tricky.
I know you're looking on your screen.
Jack Gosevsky, 6.4%, bit gross, but we can have him as a cashy for now.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Take him out. We can maybe go your boy Halasima. This one.
Jump onto him. Let's roll around the 10% here. Oh, Tamale just went up to 10.03. That's brutal. Do we get Kelma right now while we can?
Yeah, I think we got to get Kelma. Yeah. I'm surprised he's below 10% actually.
Now Fahu White, let's grab him as well just in case he's not bad too.
That's a good one.
I think Dylan Edwards is there. John Bateman could be a pod we look at. Aaron Clark, I think we have to.
Lachlan Ilias.
Yeah, where's Ilias in the percentages?
He's now sitting at 2.6%.
Oh wow. I've just grabbed Finafuyaki as well, by the way, and Aaron
Not
Clark.
bad. Yep, that's good.
Just fill it out. Owen Paddy, that's cheapy. I'll get down to Ilias in a bit too.
Yeah,
Seyfarth's
good. I like Seyfarth. He's in my team already, so that's a good pod. I think Sua Wong is 4.4% if he gets that starting lock roll.
Yeah, that's a nice cheapie. We'll get down to Wong as well. Do we go for a Brad and Best for the upside appeal? Only 6%?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Like it.
Humphreys. I think we have to take that game.
We can have we can have a hot start.
Duncan.
Worst case.
Let's get Duncan for sure. Hetherington. I'm just filling it up right now. We can remove guys as we go.
Brother,
put Heather in. Brimson. Oh, another Titan though. It's risky. Your boy Ben Trebojevic. I know you were excited about him for a bit.
Well, I wouldn't say excited, but I think he's an option. I think we can get him. Or another guy I'm disgusted about, Phoenix Crossland.
Phoenix Crossland.
Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that, man.
Greg Marzu. I'm actually on this in my regular team.
Yep.
Do you have any love for Selwyn Cobbo?
No. Yes, but not a lot. But
let's put him in for now.
Put him in.
So we have a team as it stands, right? We have a team. It's messy. Now we've got 400k in the bank. So let's reorganize this team because we've basically just filled it up pretty quick. And
Who
we
don't
want to
we
move
like? Yeah.
Nafahu White. We'll bring him into the starting role. We've got Kelmer and Finafuyaki up here as well. Bradman Best will come into the starting team too. We've got to keep Kautonga just in case he becomes the starter at some point. We'll bring Hetherington up for Owen Paddy. We'll bring Sua Wong up for Halasima. And now reviewing this team, it's not terrible. So what I'm noticing, and I'm keen to get your thoughts too, is in the middle position, we've gone quite cheap. A lot of those bigger middles are a bit more expensive. Maybe we upgrade someone to like a Jermaine Hopgood or something like that.
Yep.
The rest of the team, like this is quite similar. You know, Hines and Humphreys isn't that far off at Cleary and Metcalf combo. So that could work. Probably need to upgrade a wing fullback like Cobbo.
Yeah, we don't really have many wing fullbacks. We don't have any spare wing fullbacks, and Keeney's not there, so
no spare forwards.
That's an export. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
let's fix that up. So, who are we going to?
We've got money, right?
Upgrade? Yeah,
got money. I don't mind a bit of Turbo or Walsh. They're both below 8%, so both good options.
Which one? I mean, which one's more exciting? So
Walsh. I think Walsh is more exciting. He's priced a bit cheaper. He's younger, going into a team that should be arguably better, less injury prone. Loses kick meters and loses some goals. Yep.
Yeah. But he is an upside guy, and he's at the Broncos, similar to the Cobbo case there. So,
yep. What about Mr. Gutherson? Nah, probably not.
It's a pod.
KO Weeks is below 10%.
I would rather Gutho. Gutho. Remember when Gutho played without Moses? He pumped out big numbers.
And he's been looking good in preseason. Yeah.
Who do we flick on this bench?
Jai Gray could be a good option while Latrell's out.
I'd rather go for someone that we can really sort of lay claim on, like Gutho.
Shareem Buller.
Well, Gutho's a megapod though.
Gutho's a great pod.
Yeah, so let's move Gutho because into this spot we'll use Mazu as our loophole option. And then Mazu subs into that starting spot. And then we're going to have a loophole with Dave Fafita as well as it stands.
Yep.
So 60k in the bank now. Basically, we can make some calls. Are there any pods that we've ignored that we don't want to ignore? Kawatu, Weeks, John Bateman, Dylan Edwards, but we've kind of gone the Walsh way instead.
Yeah.
Jerome Hughes would have been one, but we've already got Nico Hines. Got a covered hooker. We could go Hosking if we want to. Wouldn't be too hard. Jump to him. Takamanu could be a fun pod, but we'd have to free up some cash somewhere.
Honestly, looking at this team, and it does have some excitement in it.
It's not insane. Like, if someone sent me this team, I'd say you're missing half a dozen players. But
yeah,
it's not totally crazy to run a roster.
I can see this doing decent. Like, I think it's just missing too many cows to be a threat at the number one, but I can see it doing well.
Well, if all the cows fall over, this team might pop off.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with all the cows are kind of trash this year. So, well, they're not trash. There's a lot. They could be good, but they could all be trash.
Yeah.
So if that happens, then we're in business.
Yeah, man. Right, this team's not in my name, but we'll have to figure out what we do if this team wins.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit of a shared squad between a few of us. Someone else's official team, but we're just running it. You could make a case for, Jaden Campbell's 3%. I guess we could make that. But I think Keeney's a bit more of a pod.
I'm very surprised Jaden Campbell's at 3%. I feel like a lot of the fantasy community that I'm speaking to are big on Jaden Campbell.
Yeah. Well, it's because you speak to me too much.
Yeah, true.
I've been hyped about him for ages. Yeah. We'll have to get Shibasaki when he comes into the game, like as soon as he does.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ilias, you mentioned before. We can get Ilias over Wong, Finafuyaki, or Hetherington. I think we need Aaron Clark as that backup hooker. So
yes,
I'm thinking Wong or Finafuyaki. I'm more confident in Hetherington.
Really, I'm more confident in Finafuyaki, but
okay, well, let's ditch Wong.
Oh, Yeah, fair enough.
Bang.
We already have White, so I think if you're picking one of, you got to make a call on which one gets the minutes. And I think if you think
it's
White, then
call.
you get rid of.
Yeah. So
They're
Ilias
sharing.
comes in there. We have the backup half. We have a backup wing fullback. We have backup center. Backups across our forward pack, and our backup hooker is Aaron Clark. So I think we're in a good position here. I'm pretty happy with this pod roster. Nico Hines is captain.
I mean, he scored 51 points in 56 minutes in the trial, so he can score. Like he scored. Like, for example, when he has those 100-point games, 120-point games, like losing 5 points of kick meters to Trindle is not going to stop that. So he can boom for sure, and the Sharks look good. So I'm fine with him as captain.
Yep, I agree with that. I think we're going to have a pod captain. He's the one to have.
Yeah. Wait, you've got Aaron Clark as your VC. Is that just simply because he's playing in Vegas?
Just because he plays in Vegas. I want that flexibility.
Yeah.
Also, it would be kind of funny if he got forced into Aaron Clark as our captain week 1.
Aaron Clark played 80 minutes at lock and he was our vice captain. How good would that
be? Maybe he turns up. We're running a loophole here too. So Halasima is our loophole on the edge. Marzu's our loophole at wing fullback. And then we can also move these guys onto the bench to do different things with that loophole as well. So just keep that in mind. But we're pretty solid with the double loophole there. If Halasima goes poorly, we can bring Jezewski into the starting side or Finafuyaki in Dave Fifita's spot. So that covers us pretty well. I want everyone who's watching to let us know if there's any pods that you want to see in this team too, because we can have a look at some trades as well. But Biz, I'm pretty happy with this team. I actually think this team might, I mean, it's a pods only team, so it's not going to win, but it might go better than people expect. It could be one of those teams. Remember last year, round 1, and how cooked it was? Like this team could potentially weather a storm like that.
Yeah, I remember the top. We did a top 10 team review after Vegas last year, and they were garbage. So this, I'm not saying this is a garbage, but this has merit. Like I like the pods. Like if I talk through some of my favorite ones, I think we talked about Hines. I think talked about Cook going to a new club, looking good, potentially playing 60 minutes at hooker, 20 minutes at edge. I think Seyfarth, at lock, Seyfarth averages 50 when playing big minutes in the second row. Duncan has a spot open up to him with Murray gone. White has shown if he has minutes, he can score well. We all know how good Fifita is. He just has to buy round 1, which is why people are off him. Humphreys, we talked about in our cash cow video, that very good PPM, like a fantasy pedigree. You can already fantasy upside. You can see it when he plays. Best you've been hyped on all year. He destroyed the Chooks on the weekend. Toa, I think it's a great cashy. Shouldn't be a pod, but somehow is. Walsh, we know. Gutherson is interesting. Keeney, we saw what he can do, except when you own him. So I don't know if that's a great thing.
Does this count as me owning him? That's probably the...
Yeah, maybe it should be
right.
Maybe it should be Brimson. And then Ilias, he's just dominating the kick meters. Finafuaki, new team, could get 80 minutes. Hetherington, starting lock. Gosevsky, less said the better. Halasima, good preseason. Marzu, way discounted compared to his historical stats in a good night side. Looked good in the preseason. Paddy, potentially the hooker of the future, and Kaltunga, potentially starting edge. So, look, some good options, some good cows, some high scoring up front. If Cleary duds week 1 or gets, they get out to a lead and he gets benched or just is rusty, could work.
This team's coming in the top 1,000. That's my commitment this year. I reckon we can manage this team through.
Yeah.
And just do. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough work, but I think we can get it going if there's enough chaos this season.
Right, look, so what's the plan? Weekly update?
Yeah, I think we got to jump in weekly. Jump in weekly, do our trades for this team, set our captains, have a bit of fun with those captains. In fact, I'm open to thoughts on this. Bradman Best is up against the Tigers round 1. Do we consider a pod captain there?
I don't mind it. I know you're asking the viewers for the comments, but against
I'm asking you, mate.
I thought you were asking the viewers. I mean, look, I don't mind it against either Stafford, Toa potentially, or Adam Dewey. You could destroy them.
Let's do it. Let's have some fun with the pod captains this year.
Yeah,
because Nico's solid. He's up against Penrith though. It's
a
bit tougher matchup. Braddy Best, that has the upside. We could, because really the goal with this team is we want to win a week. Like we want 1 week where it just goes off and we win the week. That's my personal objective. But
why not? Like
yeah.
honestly, it could work, could go bad, whatever. Why not? Let's go for it.
Pod roster, that is it. Done and dusted. We're going to come back every week to this team, guys, do our trades. Let us know in the comments what pods you want us to pick up, or if there's any trades you want, or if there's someone else we should captain. I think we might do a fan vote for some weeks where we choose together who the captain is or whatever it is there. But thanks for jumping on, and cheers for jumping on, Biz.
Sweet as. Let us know if you also think that any of these pods that we've put in are now making it into your side.
Oh, watch out.